Hi everyone, welcome back to Pigtree. Today I'll be showing you how I made this geode soap. I hope you dig it. You will need a small sieve or tea strainer, metallic mica, green mica, titanium dioxide, a trusty loaf mould, peppermint essential oil or a scent of your choice, mixing sticks or spoons, some crystal clear melt and pour, 3 cups, and a scraper. Mine's made out of cardboard. Isopropyl alcohol is also handy. The first job is to create some geode shapes from our melt and pour. Take a chunk, I used about 150 grams, and cut it into smaller chunks. They don't have to be equal size, and in fact it will look more natural if there's different sized crystals. Once you've cut up all your melt and pour, take a large handful or two and add it to your first cup. Add a fair amount of green mica and cover the cup securely, either with your hand or with some cling film. Shake the cup until the mica has evenly covered all the chunks. Once you have mixed the first cup, take a large spoonful of mica covered chunks and add to a fresh cup. Top this up with new chopped melt and pour, then cover and shake. This will create a lighter shade of crystals. The colour doesn't have to be perfectly even, but try to make sure that every chunk has some colour. Now to the third cup, add the uncoloured melt and pour, so that you end up with 3 roughly even cups. You should have some melt and pour left over. This will be used later, so keep it to one side for now. Add your lye water and mix your soap batter. Try to only get a light trace. I mixed slightly too much, so stop about 20 seconds before I did. Add your titanium dioxide to the batch and your scent of choice and blend. But again, not as much as I did. It would probably have been better to hand mix. Split the batch into 3 at around a 70-15-15% split, with the 70% remaining white. With the smaller jugs, add the green mica, add about twice as much to one than the other to create 2 different shades of the same colour. My shades weren't quite different enough, so I added more mica to the deeper shade until I was happy with the difference. Get your strainer or sieve ready with your metallic mica, and trust me, you're going to need a lot more than you think. Now it's important to have a rough idea in your head of how you want the layers to sit. Decide on where you want to have the green sections, where you want to have the metallic layers, and how many layers you want. Add alternate white, powdered metallic, dark green, light green layers and repeat, being careful not to break through any layers, pouring, or in my case spooning, the next layer on very gently and from a low height. Try to keep a mental map of where you want the next layer to sit. Do you want it to be flat or at an angle? Do you want more dark or light green? And how thick should this band of white be? In the end, even if the layers don't come out exactly how you want them, they should still make an interesting looking soap. Once you finish your base loaf, tap the soap to release any air bubbles. Get your scraper, you can make this as steep or as shallow as you want, and just slide it back and forth across the top of your soap, removing any excess until you're happy with the shape of the top. Make sure there's enough room to add your crystals from earlier. Spray the top of your soap with isopropyl alcohol and then start adding the darkest crystal chunks onto the most dipped edge. Push them in slightly to help the melt and pour bond with your base soap. Once you're happy with the darkest crystals, then you can add the lighter ones and then the clear ones in the same manner. Try not to cover the whole of the top of the soap, leaving a small lane of just the soap showing. Melt the melt and pour you had left over from earlier and pour over the loose crystals. This will keep them in place and stop them falling off the soap. Once that has set, you can either stop there or add some hand painted details. Mix some of your metallic mica with a little water to create a paint. Use a small brush or even a Q-tip in a pinch to draw a line along the edge of the melting pour. Leave your soap to set and then remove from the mould and cut. Some of the crystals might fall off, but don't worry too much. Bevel your soaps if you want a cleaner finish. If you decided to hand paint them, then grab your paintbrush and mica paint and follow the line down from the top of each soap and draw around the edge of the melting pour crystals. This is definitely my favourite soap today. It didn't turn out exactly how I planned, but I love the overall look and especially the metallic highlights.